SHILL. He'll say anything because the knife companies paid him to. Look at all those links. He's just trying to make money off the community. Can't trust anything they say. They got the knives for free. Those knives are too clean. They never even use them. You can't trust what they say. These are just some of the comments that knife tubers deal with on a daily basis. And I wanted to explore each and every one of those with you and tell you my thoughts and my reasoning on why I post affiliate links. Stick around. What it do, Cripple Crew? EDCwithDBD, disable but deadly. And I wanted to explore today some of the negative perceptions about folks who make, kind of a business or sometimes a full-time job out of reviewing blades. Now, I'm not talking about everybody in the community. In this community, we all share our passion for all things bladed and EDC related in different ways. And a lot of folks just love to post their daily carry or their new knife day, their latest trade, that kind of stuff. But there is a growing and ever-growing and ever-improving group of folks who do make this a full-time endeavor, or at least a committed endeavor, and start working with knife companies specifically. Now, before I get into that, stab that like button like you mean it. Make sure that you /subscribe and that you bash that bell for notifications so that you don't miss anything like next Tuesday's members only giveaway. So my personal experience is the only one that I can, of course, speak to, but I know so many of the folks in this review game. And so I will make some generalizations here. But when I first started, I hoped that maybe after a year or so, knife companies would know who I am and they would, maybe allow me to review a knife or two here or there. And I started off with only knives that I had purchased and tried to create a channel with those and the Cripple Critters, if y'all remember. And I worked really hard to do this. And while I was doing this and tagging different companies, I would also send an introductory message, just kind of letting them know a little bit about who I am and why I'm doing this. The Cripple Crew is aware that, I've been permanently disabled for almost 6 years now, and I was going stir crazy and worse. And found the EDC community, and it really helped my personal mentals. And after a while of participating as a fan in the community, I decided to create a channel. I did this because I wanted to share my experience and my thoughts with the folks that had done so much for my personal mentals, and with the hopes that maybe, just maybe, my story might help somebody else. Maybe they need to reach out and talk. Maybe they're going through some tough times, or maybe it'll let them, help them just know that all we can do is keep pushing on, whatever. But I love knives. Yeah, you guys are probably a little bit aware of this. And those introductory messages, along with requests, not for free product, but for giveaway items to review, of course, and create content, but to give away. And my 250 subscriber giveaway was so successful because of all the different knife companies that actually replied and said that they were willing to send stuff in. I was able to create much more content than I would have been able to without it. And so, plus, being able to have a giveaway like that at 250 subscribers definitely did help me grow a little bit faster. Then this community really started to support me, and I grew faster than I ever could have imagined. Thank you all again. And besides giveaways, I wanted to be able to give back in other ways. And I know for me, being disabled and on a fixed income, it is hard to keep up. Impossible to keep up with all the knives we want, but hard just to keep up enough to bring in and create content for you guys. So I started asking for discount codes. Discount codes help me, obviously, help me immensely be able to buy more stuff to bring it in for you. But I wanted to be able to help the folks that were supporting me by saving them some money. So I would reach out to companies and tell them and ask them for a discount code and let them know that I wasn't asking for a commissionable link. Now, some of those companies, because I was so small, didn't do anything. Some of them gave me a code a discount code, yes, without a commissionable link. And some companies said, no, you're putting in some work. They all have a different commission structure, but they were like, no, well, there's a little bit of kickback for you when you when people buy these knives off of your links. And as long as I had a discount code to go along with it to save money, I was willing to post those links. Now, not all companies will give discount codes, even if they will do an affiliate link. And I had several of those that asked me to become affiliates, and I did. And at first I wouldn't post those links, but I had people asking me during lives, hey, do you have a link for so-and-so? And if I did, I would post it, but I would let them know I didn't have a discount code. And the Cripple Crew told me that they wanted to support me as much as they could if you guys are buying knives already, and you were willing to support affiliate links even if they didn't have discounts. And then I started getting requests from more and more. Hey, I'm looking at Kansept. Do you have a Kansept affiliate link before I buy this knife? And people wanted to do that to help the channel. And so I reached out to more companies. I got through, I grew through Share a Sale and some of the other affiliate marketing companies that work with different knife brands. And my links grew tremendously. I do have a lot of links. But then I realized that I wanted to be able to put those all in one place so that folks could find them if they needed them. I'm not trying to push all those links, but I like, if I'm going to look at a knife, I do like, being able to go, I'm going to use G-Ball as my example, because G-Ball is my personal favorite channel, the first channel I ever became a member to, and has always been my favorite knife reviewer. G-Ball has his links in every description of every video and in the pinned comment. And that's not because he's a shill, but that's because it puts them all in one place and makes it easy for people to find. And before I had a channel, I was using G-Ball's links and discount codes, and I liked that they were all in one place. So I did grow my links, and I started putting them in every description and pinned comment of videos and live streams. And then on shorts, I always post my beacons link. My beacons link, you can go to affiliate links from there, and it'll have them, all the websites listed with all, if I have a code, it'll be right there. And it is an easy one-stop place. Beacons is great. I used to use Linktree, but they don't like certain knife companies. So, of course, my list grew. And I do make a little bit of commission most months. Now, it's not a lot. And yes, most of us, once we can, we turn on paid memberships and we allow people to do super chat gifting and such. And, you know, YouTube gets a big portion of that, but all of that really helps the channel out. Now, I'm going to tell you my personal experience and what I use that for. So, my biggest cost in this right now is shipping. I am now, and this is as many as I'm going to be in. I was originally in the Lefty Pass Around group, and I'm still there. I get access to so many amazing products thanks to the work that Lefty has put in and others that are in that group. KC at Knives Fast, he's putting knives in there all the time. And there's a lot of guys in there that are reviewers that have their own brands that will put their new knives in there for us to review. And that really helps me bring in and check out way more knives than I would be able to, and then give you my honest thoughts. I truly believe that one of the reasons you guys support me as much as you do, and you do use my links and become members and such, is because you believe that I'm going to tell you what I really think. And there are knives that I don't like that I'll still post a link to. That's because not every knife is for everybody. And I may not be a fan. I'm not talking about the Finry. I love this knife. I may not be a fan of the knife that I'm showing, but maybe somebody else is. But I'm going to tell you in the video what my thoughts are and why I didn't vibe with it. And if I truly think it's not a great product, I'm going to tell you that. I'm not shy about saying when I don't like something. If you saw my Benchmade Mini Adira video, you are aware. So, when it comes back to that term SHILL, I do want to, one more thing. I was getting to the point that I do make a little bit of commission each month. I do get a small amount from YouTube ad revenue and memberships each month. You know, it's not a lot. I've never received more than $225 from YouTube in a month. And I'm going to be honest. I'll tell you exactly. Most months it's below $200. So every couple of months having a commission payment come in, which, you know, is never very large, but having that come in really helps me continue to fund shipping. Besides the Lefty EDC Pass Around group, I was asked if I wanted to join the Rosecraft Pass Around group. And the Cripple Crew knows that I am a big fan of Rosecraft. Their moderns, their slip joints, and this modern traditional is one of my all-time favorite button locks. So to be able to review all the stuff that they had coming out, and this was right when he was starting to drop his fixies, I said absolutely. And so I became a part of the Rosecraft Pass Around group. Now, different groups have different rules. With the Rosecraft group, we're only supposed to cut paper, maybe cardboard, because we're supposed to keep the knife looking beautiful and fresh, keep the edge looking nice, so that the next reviewer gets a pretty much brand new knife, can do the whole unboxing if he wants to, whatever type of video. And so I will always tell you if I have carried a knife and used it or not. And the Rosecraft Pass Around, I'm willing to do that because I have experienced enough of their knives. I've experienced about a dozen of their moderns, over a dozen of their slip joints. This has been a well-carried knife for me and is still perfect. I've never tightened this. This thing is beautiful. I strop it and that's it. So I do trust their quality, their build, their fit and finish, but I'll still tell you in the video if I've carried the knife or not. The Lefty EDC Pass Around group, we are allowed to do a lot more with the knives as long as we make sure they look good when they go to the next person. You know, we can use the edges and then strop them back up. So that, and I'll tell you if it's a lefty pass around knife. I also now am going to be getting a lot of Reich products in, and not just knives, but there is going to be some sick knives coming in that I've wanted to review since before I started my channel. So I'm excited for those. And that's the 3 pass around groups I'm in. But shipping just on that alone is, you know, a couple of $100 a month at least. And then I try to do as many giveaways as I can. And in the just barely over a year of this channel, I realized yesterday we've given away over 3 dozen knives. To be able to give back that many knives in my first year, I'm so grateful to everybody who worked with me and either donated knives or companies that sent knives in. I've given away knives that I bought, of course. And that's a pretty large... there's a giveaway pretty much every month, at least, and that could, and normally more than one knife. But that isn't. It's my shipping costs are not cheap. I'm not complaining, and I'm not asking anybody for money. I'm just telling you why I post these links. These links allow me to give back more, to send more stuff to you, or to bring knives in for review. I have never made a profit on this channel, and I'm not trying to. If I eventually break even on shipping, I'm going to be stoked. But even if I don't, I'm doing this because I love it. I'm posting those links so that you can find them in one spot, and I'm posting codes if I have them because I want to save you money. Yes, most of those help me. Not all. My Smoky Mountain Knife Works code does nothing for me. It just saves you $10. I mean, my White Mountain Knives. My White Mountain Knives code that I post a lot because most of the time it's the best. With that discount code, it's the best price I can find on some of these knives. So I'm going to post it. I don't care if I'm going to make money off of it. I want you to save money and experience an awesome knife. One other reason that we post these links, and it's not to shill, is you clicking on these links to look at the knives, even if you don't purchase, helps out the channel because the companies see the traffic and they see where it's coming from and they see, oh, hey, folks on his channel dig our knives. Let's send him some more. And then maybe I'll get a couple of free knives, maybe 1, maybe 2, or a 50% off code, something like that. And I can get more knives in to show you and eventually do a giveaway. So it does help my channel when you use the links because it lets them know you're watching. So even if you're bored and just want to look at knives, using your favorite YouTuber's link helps out their channel. Now, I want to get into the paid review portion of the intro. I've never been paid to review a knife. Not once. No company has sent me any money ahead of time or paid me after getting a video. I've only been paid if you bought knives from certain companies. And there is no money that's coming that's affecting what I'm telling you about the knife. There are reviewers that are big enough that companies pay them to review a knife. And now I can't speak for every one of them, but I can speak for myself. If this channel ever grows to the point where companies offer to pay me to review a knife, I will let you know in the video that it's a sponsored review. And I still will only give you my real thoughts. If that burns a bridge with a knife company, so be it. It's not somebody I want to work with anyway. So I'm never going to be scared to piss off a knife company with an honest review because there's too many other knife companies that I can review knives from. So one company getting mad at me because I told the truth about a bogus knife isn't going to affect my journey. And you know what? If that ever happens, you're going to know that they dropped me because of a negative review. I try to be as transparent as possible on this channel because, once again, I'm doing this because I'm trying to, one, it helps my mentals, and two, I just want to get back to the community that has shown me so much love. Now, I do get some free knives. I can tell you all of my FerraMonsters have been free. I am just now starting to get knives from Kansept and from Tenable, and that excites the heck out of me. My DC blades, so far, most of them have been purchased, but I am starting to work with DC Blades. He's starting to send me knives to review, and I'm working with them on giveaways for you. You're still always going to get my honest opinion. I love this Glaurung, one of my favorite budget knives of 2025. Whether it's in the G10, the black carbon fiber, or the silver twill, the most expensive of them, which is only at 90 bucks. I think my homeboys at DC are killing it, and I don't make anything from your purchases of DC Knives. I don't have an affiliate link or code. I still recommend the brand because I like the people and I like their knives. But yes, they are starting to send me some of the knives for free. TRM. I did not pay for this beautiful knife. They sent it to me after I had done reviews of knives that the homeboy B&A sent in. I got to review his knives. TRM liked my content and the interaction with the Cripple crew, and so they offered to send me a Neutron. This has become a perma-knife for me because it is truly one of, in my opinion, the best EDC knives ever made. And they gave me a 10% discount code with a free shipping, that also includes free shipping, I should say. And on something like an American-made TRM, 10% free shipping really adds up. And you guys really took and used my link. And it got TRM's notice. They sent us in, they saved one of their sold out batch 1 tag-along fixies for the Cripple crew that we were able to give away. Shout out Alex Kerber. And you guys continue to support TRM and myself by using my link when you buy TRMs, and now they're sending me a Bulldog Rev B to review soon. So that will be my knife to keep and do a long-term review on next to my Neutron. And I'm telling you ahead of time that I'm not paying for that knife, but you're still going to get an honest review on it. So I hope I've kind of explained the SHILL thing, the links, commissions, all of that from my personal perspective, which is the only one I can speak to. But I know most of these knife reviewers, almost all, honestly, are giving you their true thoughts. Not many of them are being paid for them. You know, there's always the MCs, the Melissa Backwoods, the Neves Knives that are getting paid. But most aren't getting paid for their reviews, and most of them are always going to give you their real thoughts. I never tried. One last thing about links, and this will be the last part of this video, and if you've stuck this long, I truly appreciate you. Using discount codes and links. Yes, I post mine. Yes, I talk about mine because that's what I have. But I also tell you guys, use whichever your favorite YouTube reviewer is. Use their links when you purchase. Use their codes when you purchase. Just use somebody's code to save yourself money. Use somebody's link so that knife companies understand, are reminded that this is their best advertising. Knife reviewers on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok, on Rumble, is the best advertising they're going to get. And you using anybody's link, just some affiliate link, lets them see that that traffic came from sending product to a reviewer. That helps the entire knife community. If you use GBOS code, that's fine with me. It still helps all of us in the long run because that company knows, yo, people are paying attention. So the last favor I'll ask is when you're buying a knife, use somebody's code. Just so the knife companies know to keep doing it. If you have any questions about this, let me know in the comments. If you think I'm full of crap and I'm just a shill, that's cool. Drop that in the comments too. Let me know. I hope you all have a fantastic day, night, morning, evening, whatever it is, wherever you are. Stay safe, stay frosty. Most importantly, folks, stay deadly.